Here we will see string functions in SQL Server. First is string AGG. This function concatenates the value of string expressions and inserts separator values between them. It does not add a separator at the end of a string. General syntax is string AGG and the parameters are input string, comma separator and order by clause. Where input string is any type that can be converted to varchar or nvarchar when concatenation. Separator is the separator for the result of a string. It can be literal or variable, and order clause specifies the sort order of concatenated results using within group clause. For example, select department, comma string AGG first name and separator is semicolon. Within group, order by first name from employee group by department will give the output department wise employees, and this employee list is separated by semicolon. Here departments are grouped and list of employees displayed in front of the department separated by semicolon. Next is substring, which extracts some characters from a string. General syntax is substring with parameters string, start and length. Where string is a required parameter, we specify the string from which we are going to extract the characters. Start is also a required parameter, we specify the starting position, and length is also a required parameter, we specify the number of characters to be extracted. It must be a positive number. For example, select substring SQL server, comma 1, comma 3 will give the output SQL. Next is translate. This function returns the string from the first argument after the characters specified in the second argument, which are translated into characters specified in the third argument. General syntax is translate with parameters string, characters and translations. Where string is a required parameter, which specifies the input string. Characters is also a required parameter, which specifies the characters should be replaced, and translation is required parameter, which gives the new characters. For example, select translate and parameters are Sunday, Sunday and Monday will give the output Monday. Here Sunday is translated to Monday. Next is trim, which removes the leading and trailing spaces or other specified characters from a string. General syntax is trim characters from a string. Where characters are optional, we specify the characters to remove, and string is required, we specify the string to remove spaces or characters from. For example, select trim SQL server with leading and trailing spaces will give the output SQL server by removing the leading and trailing spaces. Next is UNICODE, which returns the UNICODE value for the first character of the input expression. General syntax is UNICODE character expression, where character expression is a required parameter, which is an nchar or varchar expression. For example, select UNICODE Australia will give the output 65, which is a UNICODE value for A. Then upper. This function converts a string to uppercase. General syntax is upper text, where text is a required parameter, which specifies the string to convert in uppercase. For example, select upper SQL server. It will give the output SQL server in uppercase. Now we will execute these functions in SQL server. First we will use the database project 1, and then we will see first function string AGG. So I will give here select department, comma string AGG for first name, comma and separator will be semicolon. Within group, then we'll give order by clause. So order by first name as department list from employee group by department. And when we execute this, it will display the data by grouping the departments as account, admin and HR. It will display employee list from that particular department and separated by semicolon. If we use here a dash and execute, it will separate the employees with dash. I will give here select star from employee, and if I execute both these queries, with first query it will display all the list of the employees from the departments, and in second query it will display list of all the employees for that particular departments. Then we will see substring function. So select substring. First we will declare the string, that is SQL server, comma 1 that is starting position, comma 3 that is length of the string, and when we execute this it will display SQL, which are the first 3 characters from the string SQL server. Now we will use this with table. So select substring first name, comma 1, comma 3, comma first name from employee, and when we execute this it will display first 3 characters from the first name. Now we will see translate function. So select translate, we will specify first input characters. I will give Monday, then second character which also I will give Monday, and third character Sunday. And when we execute this, it will translate Monday to Sunday. Then we will see trim function. So select trim, first I will give spaces and I will give SQL server, and again I will give space, and if I execute this, it will display SQL server by removing leading and trailing spaces. Then we will use this with table. So select trim first name comma first name from employee. If we execute this, it will display first column by removing leading and trailing spaces from first name. Then we will see Unicode character. So select Unicode Australia, and if we execute this, it will display 65, which is the Unicode value for A. Now we will use this with table. Select Unicode first name comma first name from employee, and when we execute this, it will display Unicode value for the first character from the first name column. Then we will see upper function. So select upper SQL server, and when we execute this, it will display SQL server in uppercase. Now we will use this with table. So select upper first name comma first name from employee, and when we execute this, it will display first name column in uppercase.